Hello everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and we are back on Monday for Margarete Miller Weekly Collage Challenge, and we are on week 42, so we don't have very many more to go. The year is almost over. Okay, so let's go over what we need. We need part of a machine, a piece of your own writing, something rough, an image of a place that is special to you, a dessert, and a torn piece of paper. So this one, I couldn't do what I really wanted to do because I couldn't find an image of, I wanted to do Key West, Florida. My husband and I got married there, and that's what I wanted to do, but I couldn't find anything to represent Key West, so I didn't go in that direction. I was going to use a map. I could not find one that showed Key West large enough to even know what it was. So we are going with something else. So I have this image from a travel catalog, and this is a Road Scholar, I believe, came from Road Scholar magazine. And this is Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And we went there last year at Thanksgiving. We were on a river cruise, and we were gone over Thanksgiving, and we stayed 2 extra days in Amsterdam. That's where the river cruise ended. So it was fun. We had a great time on that trip. So this is just kind of a memory keeping thing. I do need that on that for right now. So I'm going to use this as my background, this image. So it's a newspaper print. I'm going to raise it up just a little. Newspaper print piece. So I am going to use, I don't normally use glue stick because I don't like how things doesn't normally stay good for me with a glue stick, but this being a newspaper print paper, which is thin, I thought it might do better. And so I am going to use this. And I'm going to put this like right around here. Just like that. Close up my glue. Smooth this out. So this covers 2 things. One is part of a machine, and so this is a canal. You know, Amsterdam has lots of canals. So this is a canal in Amsterdam, and boats on the canal, and the boats on the canal would be considered a machine. So I am counting that, and because this is thin paper, I also am going to, and raise you up a little bit more, I'm also going to use my sandpaper to do the cutting on this, because it's thin paper, it'll do much nicer than thicker paper will. You know that I have used sandpaper, this little distressing block here. That I use to round off after I cut, but it cuts thin paper very nicely, and I don't have to worry about using my scissors on it. So it just takes out a step. Okay, so that is my background and an image of a place that is special to me. Okay, and then I am going to use, this is some used sandpaper. And so I'm going to just put a little bit of this at the bottom down here. And I need regular glue for that. So let's see if I can mark where I want this to go. Maybe, maybe not. On the back side. So I just want a little bit. And this is my something rough. So let's get this on here. Just had this little scrap that I pull out for different things, and I'm using it because it is similar to the color there. And I really didn't want it to stand out much. So I thought I would just use this as my something rough. And I am covering up Amsterdam. So to fix that, I am going to, there we go, that's the something rough right there. And then I will use this as my dessert, and I really didn't want a dessert, didn't want to do that, but I'm going to put it right here. So I'll cover up this boat, but we still have boats over there for the part of a machine. And I'm going to stick it right there because the river cruise had some wonderful desserts. And so that's just, and this is I don't know, some strawberry something another it looks like. It came out of Better Homes and Gardens magazine, I think it was, something like that. So this will remind me of the wonderful desserts that we had. And I'm just going to stick that in right here, right like that. And there we go. Stick it right there. Okay, and then piece of my own writing is also going to be the torn paper. So I am going to write Amsterdam. Let me use a pen. That's definitely blue. I didn't look to see how it was spelled. Oh well. I don't know how it's spelled. Does it have an N on the? I didn't look at it to make sure I was spelling it right. Does it have an N on the end? I don't think it does. So I thought I would just put this up here. Just like that. I don't know if I like that or not, but that's what's going to happen. So this is kind of simple. These prompts didn't really go together so well for me. I didn't really like the whole process on this one. But we don't have to like everything. We can just like what we like. So I'm put a little more glue under this right here. It didn't want to stick to the sandpaper. See if we can make that stick a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to leave just like that, I think. I actually wished I had torn around the bottom to get my glue lid back on. And do I want to, no, I'm going to put it up here. Let's see, so let's make sure before I glue that down that we have everything I'm supposed to have. Okay, we have part of a machine, which the boats are machines. A piece of your own writing will be this. Something rough is the sandpaper down here. An image of a place that is special to you is Amsterdam. A dessert, which is right down here. And then a torn piece of paper is also that. So this is a quite simple one. And I think I want to, this is a vintage piece of paper. I think I'm going to write that again. And before I do, I'm going to go ahead and tear, because I want it torn. I think I've decided I want it torn all the way around. And I didn't get it torn on the bottom, and I don't have room now because I didn't leave room to tear it on the bottom. So I'm going to tear this all the way around. Just like this. Okay, get these little bits out of the way. Into the trash. And then I'm going to write that again. I think. Hold on just a minute. How do you spell Amsterdam?
Amsterdam. A-M-S-T-E-R-D-A-M.
Okay, I just was checking to make sure I spelled Amsterdam right by using Siri on my pad. I use my.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, now we got her hushed. So yes, I did spell it correctly. And I'm just gonna write it again. Don't want to do it in. Let's try this. I'm gonna try it in this color, blue. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. So I did spell it correctly. Just wanted to make sure. And I'm using the blue to pull in these bits of blue that are all here. And it also gives a little more interest maybe, because there's not a lot of stuff going on this. So let me ink around this. And then we'll just go over the prompts again. Yeah, that makes it blend in just a little bit better. And then let me go around this. This one is simple, very simple. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. But it's what I came up with, so we'll just go with it. Okay, let me stick that up there. Okay, I think that'll do it. Should I do it straight? Maybe. Or maybe not that crooked. Let's pull that up real quick and see if I can do it differently. Let's do it straight. Yep, I like that better. Okay. I had to put it that low because the background paper tore right there. In case you didn't notice that. Excuse me. Okay. Put my glue pen back in. And just make sure I have everything once again. I think I do. Can't see that. Okay. So let's look at it. Okay. So part of the machine is the boats that are on this canal. A piece of your own writing is this piece of paper up here with Amsterdam. Something rough is this piece of sandpaper at the bottom down here. An image of a place that is special to you. And we went on a river cruise last year at Thanksgiving. Got to go to German Christmas markets and all that. And we ended up in Amsterdam and did 2 extra days there. Had a really good time. So that's why I chose Amsterdam. And we have a dessert here, some sort of strawberry something. And this is the fork. I don't know if you can see that very good. This is the fork handle right here. This is the fork right there. Okay, so that's the dessert. And that is significant. Let me bring it down just a little bit so you can see better. That is significant because the cruise had wonderful food and wonderful desserts. And then the torn piece of paper is the vintage paper I wrote Amsterdam on. And that is my collage. Very simple, very easy, kind of, I don't know. I like the image of Amsterdam though. I'm thinking of doing something up there, like, yes, I am going to do that because I think it needs a little something else. So I am going to use a stamp. I'll show you which one. My favorite stamp is this one right here. Let me show it to you. This one right here. And I'm going to use this cancellation mark to go right there. So I just want to do it just on the cancellation mark, not the script. And you can tell this is one of my favorite things to use. This one and this one, because you see how dirty they are. Ink always makes it be, you know, dirty looking, even if you clean them. Okay, so I'm going to put this right up here, just because I think it needs something else. There we go. I just thought it needed something else, so I put that up there. Okay, that is it. I'm calling it done. Calling it done. Tell me what you think. It's pretty simple. I do like the picture of Amsterdam. It looks like an illustration. I think it is an illustration, not a photo. And I like the way it looks. And I like the fact that I used something that is color-wise similar to the canal water so that it didn't stand out, because I really didn't think that would look good to have something rough that just kind of stood out. So that is my collage for this week. So I appreciate you coming along. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you've just found me, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell to get further videos from me. And if you have joined me all along or have been with me for a time, thank you for coming back, and I hope that you will come back again. So we'll see you for this time, and let me know what you think about this collage, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.